everybody. My name is Tushar. I am your tutor for this semester. We'll be working on a module element called digital design, which generally translates into using CAD software to translate your ideas into simulation. A little bit about myself. I came to UW as a student to do my master's. Following that, I did my PhD, a few research projects. I worked as a technician. I worked as a lecturer following that, senior lecturer. I worked as a program leader for mechanical for a bunch of years. And following that, I worked as associate head of department for about a year or so. And now I'm focusing more on CAD delivery and working with you guys. It's part of the engineering principles 1, which is the right place for this element to be delivered, because this is the language engineers are going to speak. So it's a generic skill, which, however, it is also very specific to your needs. So for example, mechanical engineer will be looking at this from their perspective, and electronic engineers will look at it from their perspective completely. So my job here is to teach you the tools which are available within the CAD software which we are going to use. Is called SolidWorks. But it is then your job to make sure that's relevant to you and how you can use that and apply that for your problems and your skills and your degree. Okay. The delivery pattern is basically 1 hour, as you would expect with any delivery these days, 1 hour online, and there will be a backup session where you get to chat with myself, all of you together. And following that, there will be some tutorials in class. Now, since things are changing so rapidly, we're not so sure what's going on. Keep an eye on the timetable. That's the best place to look at to get yourself an updated idea of the delivery pattern. However, it will be myself doing the majority of the lectures and some of the tutorials as well. So you will see me. My contact details will be on Blackboard. So if you have any questions, send me an email and I'll be able to reply back, etc. A little bit about the assessment on this module. There are 2 elements. One is your group assessment, which is integrated in the project week. I'm sure you know what project week is now. I hear you had a project week last semester, which was a lot of fun, and David and Laura has done an exceptional job on that. It's going to be something similar. I'm not spilling the beans, but however, watch this space for more details on project week. An element of digital design will be assessed within project week, so you have to hand something in as part of the group coursework. And another major assessment will be a certification exam, which I expect you to sit after you finish the tuition here for the next 10 to 11 weeks with me. Okay, you're going to go through all the learning, and my job here is to make sure you are prepared enough to sit that certification, which can then be a part of your portfolio. Now, this is something actually quite valuable. You once you finish your second year, you will be able to apply for a placement, and this portfolio is going to give you that competitive edge you need over some of the other graduates in the region. Okay, the certification is run by SolidWorks. However, it will be facilitated entirely within UWE. The operational details of that will be released to you in due course. Once again, watch this space for that detail. As I said, my specialty is working with CAD. I worked on SolidWorks for a number of years. Before that, we were in Solid Edge, and before that, we were on AutoCAD. So we have evolved quite strongly into a really good package. And there is something quite nice about SolidWorks, the social side of things. There are members of staff who use SolidWorks. There are students who use SolidWorks, and they have developed their skill level, and they've got different certification as well. And there's also the internet, the vastness of it. There is so much of help available that you don't need to rely on just this or this. You'll be able to find lots of help online, on YouTube, on other blogs, etc., where you can ask questions, you can get answers, etc. So it's actually quite a nice, very proactive software to be able to learn, and this is going to give you a stepping stone. So for example, if you end up in an industry where you need to work on an industry specific software, for example Airbus and all of their supply chain uses CATIA. Now SolidWorks will be able to give you a stepping stone, because most of the skills you're going to pick up here are going to be generic. Hence we call this engineering practice, because you're trying to learn a language. Once you know the basics of it, you'll be able to translate that into any CAD package of your choice, what your employer is using. Okay, so you need to work on your transmissive skills on this particular element. The delivery, as I said, it will be mostly focused on myself talking to a camera. Hopefully I won't try and make it boring, maybe like this presentation. I'll try and keep it engaging. I'll try and bring in lots of interesting stuff. So your job will be to look at the lesson and also to try and get some practice before the tutorial session. That is your task. A bit of background about myself. As I said before, I have worked in UW for about 17, 18 years. All the way through, I worked on a number of consultancy projects within UWE, outside UWE. I worked as a CAD consultant. I have completed a number of knowledge transfer projects where I worked as a supervisor within UWE, and we had an associate placed in an industry working on a project, especially a design project. I supervised a number of those research projects, etc. But I don't really want to give you an elaborate CV. I don't think it really matters to you that what I've done in the past. I think what you want to know is what we're going to do together, you and I. Okay. What I'm not going to do is probably show you a picture of my younger self. Okay. I think you suffered enough. So I'm not gonna do that. So on that note, let's catch up during the week. I look forward to working with you, and I hope you're gonna have lots of fun on this module. You're gonna learn lots of things anyway, but what is important for you to have lots of fun as well. Okay, there is no joy bigger than joy of creation. Okay, so just remember that. I look forward to seeing you during the week. All the best. See you around.